Welcome! Awaiting us a grand finale at the end of the year. Today an astrological and energetic update for the month of December. And at the end of this month we might see that a fireworks of energy will start. And what awaits us, more on that in this video. But first, a warm welcome here on my YouTube channel. And if you would like a weekly energetic and astrological update in written form where you can read it again, then sign up for my free newsletter, and the link you will find below this video. And I will also hold a workshop on Vedic astrology on December the 17th, where you can learn what the planets mean and the houses and how to read a Vedic horoscope. And if you are interested in that, then feel free to sign up, and the link is also below this video. The month of December starts relatively calm before it comes to a grand finale at the end of the year. What awaits us in detail? The planet Venus changed on November the 13th into the own zodiac sign Libra. And there Venus feels comfortable. It is a good sign for more consideration, more understanding in relationships, more appreciation, more support, and Venus can lead there to better relationships. Unlike where we still had in October and November Ketu, the lower lunar node, and Mars sitting there in the sign of Libra. And this was also one of the reasons that the terrorist attack by Hamas started. And with Venus in the sign of Libra, people find together again. One looks for solutions to problems. And also the planet Jupiter, the great lucky and optimist planet, is located exactly in the opposite house in the sign of Aries and helps with his positive energy. Exactly both are located, Venus and Jupiter, at 12 degrees on December the 10th. However, Jupiter is located in the lunar mansion Ashwini, which is associated with the lower lunar node Ketu, and this can bring sometimes problems. And Venus is located in the lunar mansion of Rahu, the upper lunar node, and this axis could trigger intense opposites again. And especially one of the important topics that we also take into the new year is religious beliefs and denominations. People who are much caught up in their own opinion and do not allow any other true. But more on that in an energy update for the year of 2024, which I will publish soon. And if you don't want to miss it, subscribe to my channel. And then we have a new moon on December the 13th at 3:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which takes place at 26 degrees in the sign of Scorpio. And if you have seen my last energy updates, then you know this is very special because we have a series of 7 new moons all occurring at 26 to 27 degrees, which is very significant, a significant sign of the universe, until the next solar eclipse in April. And the next solar eclipse in April will be also very intense and special, but more on that in my update for 2024. The new moon takes place in the lunar mansion J-star, and on the same day Mercury will go retrograde a few hours later. And in Vedic astrology, we have lunar mansions because the moon is very important for us humans, and it stands for our perception, how we experience things. And the moon will have a cycle of 27 days, and we have 27 lunar mansions. For every day, one lunar mansion. And if you are interested in Vedic astrology, then be sure to attend my workshop on December the 17th. Jesta is a lunar mansion that is energetically one of the most difficult lunar mansions. There, a part of the cycle of the moon ends, and we have there a transition from a water zodiac sign to a fire zodiac sign. And this transition point is called Gandanta. And these are always very critical moments when an important planet is in transit there in Gandanta, because it often goes hand in hand with the feeling of losing control and drowning. And the new moon takes place very close to the last degrees in the sign of Scorpio. This is the deepest point of the zodiac, and the energies there are connected with our deepest emotions, our subconscious, and often also to family secrets, and often also envy or jealousy, deep fears. And that can come to our awareness through this new moon. And often also in form of dreams, those topics are triggered. And it can go along with the feeling that one has to defend one's own territory. People, for example, who have this lunar mansion Jesta very prominently in their horoscope, are often people who experience those deep feelings, those deep dark secrets in their family. They often have a very useful appearance because it is the lunar mansion of Mercury, and they are often for them it is often very important to help others. And this new moon in the lunar mansion Jesta will be together with Mars. Mars is at 19 degrees in the sign of Scorpio, and Mars is the ruler of the sign of Scorpio. And this makes this new moon very intense. And in the following weeks, the sun will be in the transit over this 0-degree mark from Scorpio to Sagittarius on December the 16th. And later then, Mars will also be over this Gandanta point on December the 27th. And so this new moon is very intense. And Mercury will go retrograde on the same day, on December the 12th. Mercury will normally go retrograde 3 to 4 times a year, normally 4 times. And on December the 12th, Mercury will be in the sign of Sagittarius. This makes this new moon even more energetically significant. The sign of Sagittarius is connected to find our own truth. It is about belief systems and religious views, and sometimes also the idea that one has the right to choose ways and means for one's own truth, but that they are not really good, especially when Mars also changes into the sign of Sagittarius at the end of December. It brings this energy with it that it is important to fight for one's own truth. There will be a lot of fire energy at the end of December in the sign of Sagittarius. And there it is all about our belief systems and our religious views. And those fire energies, they accumulate there with the Sun and Mars and also an aspect of Jupiter and then also retrograde Mercury. This brings a lot of misunderstanding in communication. And due to retrograde Mercury, this is also often associated with problems in transport or travel delays or problems with your internet connection and your technic devices. And mostly it is really that we are not really connected and do not really understand us well. It is not a good time to make important new agreements or to plan new things till the end of December. And then we have on December the 19th a very special omen. At this day, the moon will eclipse Neptune. And at this day, the sun will be exact in conjunction with the galactic center at 2 to 3 degrees in the sign of Sagittarius. This is amazing. This means a big shift in consciousness, in awakening will happen with those energies. This does not mean that it shows on this day, but it is an omen that more people will awake in this universal love, because Neptune is connected to this universal love. And then the next important date is on December the 22nd. There will be a conjunction of Venus in Libra and Uranus in Aries at 25 to 26 degrees in opposition. And this will also bring beneficial energies and often leads to surprising and perhaps unexpected new positive directions in your life, especially when this happens so short time after this omen on December the 19th. And this will also help partnerships and our love life in a good way. What will happen at the end of December, and how peaceful will our Christmas be? Astrological and energetically, it will not be an easy Christmas Eve, but it always depends on what we personally make of it. The moon will be in the sign of Taurus, opposite of Mars in the sign of Scorpio, and this can bring up a lot of deep emotions, old memories that can be triggered, misunderstandings. And later in the evening, the moon will change into the sign of Gemini in Mikrashira, the lunar mansion Mikrashira, which is also connected to Mars energy. And it is in opposition of the Sun in Sagittarius in the lunar mansion Mula. And this is not easy. And therefore it can be helpful to orient oneself to what unites us. And we can all cultivate more understanding and love and cultivate those energies in us, no matter how much other people are just dealing with their own inner processes. Another very important topic, and I spoke about this in also other videos, now Ketu is in the sign of Virgo, and this will bring up maybe a new pandemic, the topic of a new pandemic. And also a lot of people experience that the body is at this time weakened and that the immune system is not working as well. And there are a lot of health problems. And this brings up Ketu in the sign of Virgo. And then we have another very important thing at the end of December. Venus changes in the sign of Scorpio. And Venus stands in Scorpio for a lot of passion. And it brings up an intense time in relationships. And there can be the one or other challenges. And Venus is also connected to our values and the topic of money and banks. Maybe some secrets will be revealed about the banking system at this time. But with retrograde Mercury, it could also bring more confusion and that the truth obscured. And we have on December the 26th a full moon in the sign of Gemini, in the lunar mansion Ardra, at 10 degrees at 4:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The moon is located in Ardra, and the symbol of Ardra is a teardrop, and often associated with sadness, problems, often storms, thunderstorms, and unexpected tragic events. And at the same time, the sun is in Mula, which is the lunar mansion of Ketu, where it is all about that things can end very suddenly. And Mars is in transit on December 27-28 over the Gandanta point, the 0-degree point between Scorpio and Sagittarius. This brings up very strong emotions and mostly the desire for freedom, to assert oneself, the fight for one's own rights, one's own truth. And Ketu, the lower lunar node, approaches at the end of December. Ketu is now in the sign of Virgo, more and more the degree mark of the last solar eclipse in October. And thereby Ketu also activates again the topics, especially the outbreak of the Middle East conflict. There is a lot going on at the end of December. It is like a grand finale of the outburst on energies. But there is still light at the end of the tunnel, because the month ends with very positive energies. Jupiter will, namely after 4 months, turn direct again and end the retrograde phase. And this brings new optimism with which the new year begins, new hope, new positive energies that take place at this important transition at the last day of the year. And be sure to check your horoscope. And you must look in your Vedic horoscope. The Western horoscope does not work for this. And if you want a Vedic horoscope, you can order it in our online shop. And look if you have a planet that is either exactly at 11 degrees or 2 to 3 degrees difference in the sign of Aries, or also 11 degrees in the sign of Libra, or in Leo, or in Sagittarius. These are the houses that Jupiter also aspects directly. And this brings its positive, light-filled and optimistic energy to you. But for us all, Jupiter will, with the turning of its direction at the last day, this is a really good symbol. And there is much greater wisdom with which we are connected, and much that we cannot really understand on a worldly level, because it makes no sense to us. But on a higher level, from the higher consciousness that we are also, and our soul is, everything is exactly like it should be, because we decided it on a higher plane. To learn and to grow on this earth, we are here to experience this and to change the energies and to find peace in ourselves and to cultivate peace, even if we experience war on the outside. And so, thank you very much for listening to this video. Share this video with like-minded people, and I love you.